It's Labor Day today, and one thing's for sure, these racers will work hard to be the very best among a highly competitive lot. Welcome to round 1 race heat of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup Philippines of 2021. My name is Ref Mangsil, and with me is race analyst Gino Killiamore. And after a year of waiting, we're finally back at the racetrack, even if it's just online.
I'll take what I can get, and you can really feel the excitement from the competitors and everyone watching with us online. You know, we are just minutes away from the races, and I cannot wait to see some intense racing action.
Intense it is, Gino, that's definitely right. And who wouldn't get excited with what they're about to witness from the races that we're about to have in a while? But as a heads up to everyone, this is the second year of the GRGT Cup, and there's a lot of improvement from year 1 to year 2.
Now, this year's competition is thrilling, to say the least. We have a great mix of experienced racers who have made a name for themselves in the e-racing circuit, and of course, the newwards who's not gonna throw away their shot at glory.
That's right, Gino. Exciting, thrilling, you name it, the GRGT Cup has it. But before we proceed with the races itself, let's give an overview of how a little history and how this competition came about, Gino.
Toyota is Toyota's global motorsports brand. Its philosophy of pushing the limits for better guides Toyota in building ever better cars by learning from the challenges and demands of races. But Toyota Gazoo Racing also wants more people just like you and me to experience the fun, the excitement, and waku-doki feeling of racing. And that is why it is promoting more ways for people like you and me to be part of the culture of racing and, of course, winning. That is why it opened the GRGT Cup in several countries all over the world, including the Philippines. So thank you once again, Toyota Motor Philippines, for bringing the GRGT Cup right here.
And thank you for that, Gino. And given that Toyota always wants their cars for the better, I can assure that this broadcast will go even better from here as we dive into the races. But before doing so, let's take a quick pit stop and watch this video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the race heat of round 1 of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup Philippines of 2021. Now let's buckle up as we drive forward to the promotional class of our competition. Say Gino, hey man, how does one even qualify for the promotional class?
Well, that's a great question, Ref. You know, for the promotional class, you must be at least 18 years old to qualify, but you have to have no professional esports racing experience. You know, a lot of people may call them casual racers, but one thing is for sure, their talent is exceptional.
I definitely agree with that, Gino, and that's why I'm certain that there will be a race here to remember. Speaking of which, let's have a better understanding on how the promotional class competition takes place.
Of course, now from the leaderboard race, we've had the top 30 racers in terms of finishing time will qualify for the semi-final heats of the promotional class. Now, from there, they will be divided into 3 lobbies of 10 racers each, and the top 4 from each lobby will compete in the semi-finals.
Oh man, Gino, it just goes to show that only the strong survive. But before that final race for the promotional class, let's take a look at all the participants during the semis.
So basically, these are the 30 racers that will compete for a spot in the final heat. Time can be their enemy or their friend depending on how they perform during the semifinals.
Definitely, Gino, that's right. Now let's watch these racers through these highlights from the promotional class semifinal heats. And guys, as we look onto the semifinal heat highlights, who are the competitors to watch in this promotional class?
Well, first off, Ref, we have Jether Miole, who is really, and I mean really looking solid with his driving. We also have Lord Michael Hamilton, Owen Rada, Lyle Lemuel Garibay, and Franco Pangilinan to watch out for.
Oh man, those names themselves, I've seen them a lot, especially since I was in the race last year. These are some names that I've seen who are really hopeful when it comes to really getting a good place in this race.
And when you've got a name like Lord Michael Hamilton, you kind of expect him to perform. I mean,
definitely,
the name that is built for greatness, if you know what I'm talking about.
Definitely.
I actually want to ask you, how much practice do you think these competitors get to do in a day? Like, if you were just to give a rough estimate.
Gino, you know what? I've actually met some of the winners from last year, and man, when they're preparing for a race, they really go on there for multiple hours a day. Some of them spend mostly their whole day there. It's as if they're really practicing for a literal real race in a racetrack. These guys spend 10s to 15s to even 20 hours just trying to practice the zero gravity or the whole feeling of being on there for such a long time. I think it's part of the endurance that comes into the mental preparation as well that comes as a racer.
Yeah, it's interesting that you actually mentioned the endurance part and the mental preparation part, because we all know how much mental preparation actually comes in here. Anybody who's ever got into either a real race or a simulated race knows that at the end of the day, your biggest competitor is yourself. You might have the fastest lap this lap, and then you screw up just by a little bit on the next lap. Like, you cannot let that kind of demoralize you in the following lap. So it's really important that you keep your focus and just be mentally prepared for whatever happens out there on the track, right?
That's very true, Gino. And the thing with this is, even if you practice for such long lengths, sometimes you just don't perform that well during race day, and that comes to bite you.
That's true.
That comes to bite you, man. So you really have to be prepared in a way that even if you take such errors, such as maybe going off track or getting hit in the back, you really have to prepare for any type of situation. So it's really much more difficult than how it seems. And here we are after the 4 lobbies in the semifinals. Here are the competitors that will move on to the final heat of the promotional class. Clocking in at the fastest at 2:03.514 is Lord Michael Hamilton, while Julius Keats and Owen Rada are in second and third, respectively.
Now, coming in at 4th is Michael Eric. Inigo Miguel Lim is at 5th, and Kale Plaza in 6th. Now, Jether Miole at 7th, and Bob Villanca in 8th spot.
And rounding up the top 12 are Michael Custodio, Ayrton Nigel Cuesta, Franco Pangilinan, and Lyle Lemuel Garibay. Congratulations to these 12 racers who will be in the running for the final heat in just a short while. But before we proceed to more racing action, come join me, guys. Let's watch this video.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo Racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the new Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The new Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
The Toyota Vios brings on a brand new thrill as it gets the Gazoo Racing treatment with the new Toyota Vios GRS. And if you're interested in going for this exhilarating vehicle, you can learn more about it by visiting toyota.com.ph/Vios/1.5 GRS.
And that's not it, because we're also giving away prizes to our viewers, so keep your eyes on the comment section to find out how you can get your hands on exclusive GR merchandise. Hey Gino, we've already seen our competitors go mirror to mirror against each other to qualify for the final race. But as great as they all are, man, we can only really have 12 competitors in the main race.
That's right, everyone will full throttle to make the cut, but only the best survive. That's just how it is. And without further ado, the finalists for round 1 of the promotional class are Lyle Lemuel Garibay, Franco Pangilinan, Ayrton Nigel Cuesta, Michael Custodio, Bob Villanca, Jether Miole, Kale Plaza, Inigo Miguel Lim, Michael Eric, Owen Rada, Julius Keats, and Lord Michael Hamilton.
Thank you for that, Gino. So there are the top dozen competitors that are running for the overall championship points. Speaking of which, how do these racers earn points, Gino?
Well, for the promotional class, the top placer gets 20 points, while the second and third placers get 15 and 12 points respectively. Now, the fourth placer gets 10 points rather. The fifth gets 8 and 6 points for the sixth placer. Now, the seventh to 10th placers will earn 4, 3, 2, and 1 point respectively.
Oh man, Gino, and definitely everyone, as in every one of these racers, will be gunning for the top spots for the maximum points. Likewise, it's also worthy to mention that the winners of the promotional class final heat will take home such home prizes such as gaming peripherals and other exciting merchandise. But standing in their way is the track that we will be using for the final race. Can you tell us a little more about the circuit, Gino?
Well, let's hope I get to pronounce it properly. First, the Autodromo Nazionale de Monza, as the Italians would say. That's probably not how they say it. We just want to refer to it as Monza. It just makes everything so much simpler. Now, it's an FIA great track that opened ground on September 3rd, 1922. Now, the modern Grand Prix circuit, which we will be using, has 11 turns and is roughly 5.8 kilometers long. Now, located just north of Milan in Italy, the circuit's biggest event is the Italian Grand Prix, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. Now, this track is well known for its notorious high-speed stretches and technical chicanes, and our racers will have to deal with those challenges for 5 grueling laps.
Definitely, Gino. It will definitely be intense. So here we are having a taste of Italy today, it seems, and only one question remains. Whose racing will remain el dente to claim the victory? That said, we bring you the final heat of round 1 for the Toyota GR GT Cup promotional class. Come check this out.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are off to a rolling start for the promotional class final heat. As you can see, Bubu Knight, aka Lyle Lemuel Garibay, is ahead of the pack. And here we go. We are off to a race start. Lap 1 of 5 in Monza.
Franco Pangilinan or Kokoy 92 going neck and neck against Lyle Lemuel Garibay or Bubu Knight, and right behind them we have Ayrton Nigel Cuesta or Ramin Nigel. As we go on the first turn here, there seems to be a scramble on the grid. Behind us, everyone squeezes to get a good line coming out of turn 1, and coming onto turn 2, we still have the lead with Bubu Knight leading the pack.
That's right. As you can see, Garibay is really pushing to maintain that lead coming into turn 3 rather. Pangilinan going a little late on the brake to catch up to Garibay upon entry of turn 4. There you have it. Ooh, and you see a little bit of contact.
There seems to be a little clash there, but it's really everyone's fight at this point. Everyone's actually racing really well. Everyone's staying within their line. What Lyle Lemuel Garibay here or Bubu Knight really has to do is just keep that lead, maintain confidence, because one wrong move and he'll definitely be out of this with all the professional racers that we have, such as Franco Pangilinan.
That's true, and when you're dealing with racing, like, it takes milliseconds to overtake somebody. Now on the stretches, Garibay maintains his lead as he has a hungry pack chasing right behind him.
We have Ramin Nigel and Savvy 17. And we seem to have seen Kokoy 92 getting off track there a little. That's the millisecond that you said wherein things could just change for them, and now we have Bubu Knight or Lyle Lemuel Garibay with a much more comfortable lead.
And let's take a look at this instant replay. Pangilinan's dive bomb overtake attempt at Garibay, causing him to ghost and into the sand, and slowly attempts to go back on track.
What is that? What happens between these games? What is this ghosting thing?
So basically what happens is, the game decides on whether or not it wants to, affect a collision or what, and I don't know, man. The cars just go into a different dimension, basically. That's what happens. So as you'll see, some of the collisions will actually happen, and some will have, an actual physical effect on the race, while some, just turned into Casper the Friendly Ghost. That's just how it goes.
Out here on the straight, we have Noob Racer, Sargento Miole. They're coming into a tight turn, as you can see, but everyone is staying within line. There's a bit of damage there, but everyone still within line. We have Kokoy 92 right behind him. We have 6th place. This is, I believe, Lord Michael Hamilton or Ayrton Nigel Cuesta. So everyone's maintaining good lead. Oh, we have here, this is Lyle Lemuel Garibay, I believe, or Franco Pangilinan.
That's right. We have, yes, that is Kokoy 92 right in front of him. So for those of you who don't know, that's Franco Pangilinan. Yet again, you see a blue flag over there. Let's take a look at, this is Jether Miole. Little in noob racers, for those of you who don't know, that again is Jether Miole. You can see him using a controller, just steering with his analog sticks.
And as you can see, they are neck and neck here, trying to keep the pressure on Kokoy 92. Kokoy 92 fell down to 5th place from 2nd place, but as of right now, we still have...
There you go. It looks like we'll be seeing an overtaking attempt by Miole from the outside, and Pangilinan maintaining his position from the inside lane. Denied.
There's that slipstream that you said there, where coming off of a straight, you can just have one of those small situations where you can go and overtake. And for this situation, they were able to do it. We have here neck and neck Kokoy 92 and Noob Racers, which is Jether Miole.
So as you can see, they're actually, racing side by side. It's a side-by-side showdown before reaching the final corner. Noob Racers, aka Jether Miole, taking over that one.
We have here instant replay, Gino, of something that there seems to be a 0.03 second penalty for Neo R23 or Owen Rada. This might have been due to could have been a bump, could have been some malfunction in the end that cost him the 0.2 seconds. Just a little bit of time, but that could be proved to be of a problem later on.
That's right. So it is on to lap number 3 now. Nice exit by Miole right there as he widens the gap with Pangilinan upon exiting turn 2. Miole riding out there comfortably. There you go. We see another car get ghosted.
That seems to be Drift Racer for Life, Bogey Franco, Dark Knight 218, and Racer for Life again is back there towards the end. These guys are racing for the middle position, and in no doubt, once they get that perfect opportunity, they're able to get it. Up on the very front, we have Boo Knight or Lyle Lemuel, and right behind him is Noob Racers or Jether Miole, and we have Kokoy 92 or Franco Pangilinan.
That's right. And you know what? Just like that, Miole is closing the gap with Garibay, as we can see, getting really close to it. Again, for those of you who are just joining us now, if you're unfamiliar with Noob Racers, that is Jether Miole really trying to go there. And you can see that Garibay and Miole are side by side.
He's trying to get it.
There you go. I need to see it. Side by side. He takes the lead coming into turn 8.
As you can see here, Franco Pangilinan very composed, very relaxed as he takes that lead through these turns. Right behind him, we have Boo Knight, Lyle Lemuel Garibay. And it seems to be that Franco Pangilinan or Kokoy 92 has a bit of a comfortable lead here.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. Now let's take a look at this instant replay. Miole and Garibay side by side on the stretch, then overtaking Garibay from the outside and taking the inside lane on turn 8. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. All right, now we are on lap 4 of 5 on the stretch. Once again, to welcome lap 4 is Jether Miole maintaining his lead.
Garibay not too far behind, riding on the slipstream of Miole upon entering turn 1. He might still have this, Gino.
That's true. I mean, you've still got one more lap to go. It just depends on how well everybody drives. But there is action all around the grid, as we can see on screen right now. We have Franco Pangilinan. Let's see what happens next. Now, let's take it from the in-car perspective of Owen Rada, as he is now in 4th place, right behind Franco Pangilinan.
And right now, while we have Franco Pangilinan right in front of him, they turn. There's a nicely executed line here. And Pangilinan seems to be right in front of him, maintaining his lead a little, although it's a far cry from the 2nd place that he was in earlier. But he might still have this one, Gino.
That's true. We can see what it's like to have somebody chasing you down so closely. I'm pretty sure that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on whoever is driving as of the moment. Too slow for pole. That is Lord Michael Hamilton. We are actually watching. Here we have him on 5th place, right behind Owen Rada. catches up to the pack in front of him during the stretch. That was, that would have been a disastrous PNF defect for me had that pushed through, ref.
That's true. So now we have too slow for roller Lord Michael Hamilton trying to catch up. We see a little bit of collision between Coco.
Huge sideways contact there once again between Rada and Pangilinan. It looks like these drivers will stop at nothing to win here tonight. Crazy stuff.
Oh, we have here Coco 92 showing some drifting skills to save him from, let's say, understeering. Coco 92 now right behind too slow for pole, which is Lord Michael Hamilton, trying to get that lead here in this straight.
And ref, we welcome lap 5, aka the final lap. There you go.
There we go. We had Coco 92 trying to. He seems like he's pretty chill here, showing composure by flashing his lights.
There you go. The first chicane combination, turns 1 and 2, always such a beautiful sight to see. Oh, and Ramen Nigel, aka Nigel Cuesta, coming in too hard on turn 1, causing him to understeer into the island of turn 2, as you saw just a couple of seconds ago.
Now we have Neo R23 or Owen Rada taking the lead. Right behind him is too slow for pole or Lord Michael Hamilton. As they go on this turn, let's see if Lord Michael Hamilton can try to get a quick advantage here to try and get it in front of him. He does not get it, although he might still have this straight.
Here we go. Let's find out what happens next. And there you go. We're looking at too slow for pole, aka Lord Michael Hamilton. New bracers, comfortable. He is so comfortable, man.
Jethro Miola he's all right, man. He's not worried about anything. Yet.
I'm not feeling any pressure right now. That's what he's probably saying.
He's going through these turns so easily. So we have, of course, Jethro Mioli on the very front. Lord Michael Hamilton trying to catch in take Owen Rada.
Of course, now the battle for second place ensues as Hamilton is really putting the pressure on Rada, who is now on second place. There you go. Just like that, after a slight glitch of contact, actually, Hamilton overtakes Rada, claiming second place.
And right here, we have some understeering action from both drivers. Right there, as you can see, they're really battling it neck and neck here. It's really Owen Rada's or Lord Michael Hamilton's at this point. They're trying to catch onto Jethro Mioli, but he's just too far. And right there, Jethro Mioli gets the win.
He's so composed, man, bagging first place, just clenching his fist high in celebration. Such superb driving for Mioli.
And here's the final confirmation of the classifications of our competitors. Jethro Mioli wins the race, as you guys saw, and gets 20 points. Lord Michael Hamilton is at second, Owen Rada at third. Rounding up the top 5 are Franco Pangilinan and Lyle Lemuel Garibay. Julius Kitts finished 6th, Bob Villanca 7th, Ayrton Nigel Cuesta with an 8th, and Michael Custodio with a 9th. And rounding up the classification are Kale Plaza, Inigo Miguel Lim, and Michael Eric. Again, the top winners not only have the advantage in the overall championship, but they will also be able to take home prizes such as gaming peripherals and other exciting merchandise.
So once again, congratulations to all the winners, especially to Jethro Miole. Solid driving today, and he repeats his podium finish from last year. But you know what? Even if he was the one who got maximum points, it still was anybody's race. I cannot wait for round 2 of the promotional class where the stakes are even higher.
Gino, that was definitely an intense race, and we really saw good composure here from Jethro Miole. And that ends round 1 of the promotional class for the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup Philippines of 2021. Next up will be the highlights from the semi-final heats for the sporting class. But before that, come join me, guys. Let's watch this video.
The GR Yaris is now ready to take on Philippine roads with you and your unrelenting racing spirit at the wheel. Developed under Toyota Gazoo Racing, the GR Yaris is built through motorsport experience, passion, and the drive to win under any condition. Now, if you're interested in owning one, GR Performance dealerships nationwide is now accepting reservations. For those who are curious, the GR Yaris has a standard retail price of 2.65 million pesos, or that's 2,650,000 pesos. You may learn more at www.toyota.com.ph/GR Yaris is coming.
And Gino, for our viewers today, we are giving away exclusive GR merchandise. So keep your eyes on the comment section to find out how you can get your hands on them today. Now, Gino, after that intense racing from the promotional class, I hope you were able to get some water and catch your breath, because we will now be going to the creme of the crop, which is the sporting class. Gino, who's really eligible to compete in the sporting class?
I'm glad you asked, Ref. Now, just like what you said, these guys are the best of the best. Now, they are the professional esports racing competitors who have ties with esports teams. Now, these are the seasoned drivers who have earned their stripes in all the simulation racing battles that they've been through.
Indeed, that's right, Gino, and we have grizzled veterans on this field. Speaking of which, let's have a better understanding of how the sporting class competition takes place.
Now, just like in the promotional class from the leaderboard race, we've had the top 24 racers in terms of finishing time. They will get to qualify for the semifinal heats. Now, from there, they will be divided into 2 lobbies, and the top 5 competitors per lobby will advance into the final race, which we will have later in the show.
Thank you for that, Gino, and they are the perfect 10 indeed. But before knowing who they are, let's take a quick look at all the participants during the semifinal races.
So these competitors are 1 race away from the finals. One question remains: will they rise or will they falter?
Now let's see how the 24 racers fared as we bring you the highlights from the sporting class semifinal heats. Come watch this. As we look onto the semi-final heat highlights, who are the competitors to watch in the sporting class, Gino?
First, we have Ian Soquilla, who is really looking solid with his driving, garnering the fastest time during the qualifying. Now, we also have Lance Gubalya, Lance Padilla, Gab Sinires, Nathan Cabidoy, and Corban Guerrero. And it looks like we'll be seeing the return of Mark Voltaire Elman, Luis Moreno, and Terence Del Llave.
And Gino, as we are seeing the highlights from the sporting class semis, I wonder, what are the requirements for joining the GRGT Cup?
Well, anyone who wants to join should have the following things. One is a Sony PlayStation 4, an active PSN account, a PS Plus subscription. You must have Gran Turismo Sport or GT Sport. Any compatible gaming controller will also do high-speed internet and an active Facebook account. And then for the registration requirements, you have to provide the following details. Of course, your name, your email address, your contact number, your nationality, your residing country, your PSN online ID, your PSN online country, your player ID, which is in Gran Turismo Sport, and of course, your previous achievements.
And after that intense competition during the semi-final heats, here are the 10 competitors who will make it to the final heat of the sporting class. We have Ian Soquilla with the fastest time at 2 minutes, 1 second, .836, followed by Lance Gubalya and Lance Padilla, respectively.
Now at 4th spot is Gab Sinires with a time of 2:02.688. And at 5th is Nathan Cabidoy, not far behind with 2:02.774. Corban Guerrero has the 6th fastest time, while Estefano Rivera clocks in at 7th.
That's right, Gino. And rounding up the top 10 are Jeff De Vera, Luis Moreno, and Terence Del Llave. Congratulations to these 10 racers who qualified for the final heat of the sporting class. Now join me as we take a look and take a breather before the final race of the day, and we watch this video.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo Racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the new Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The new Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
The Toyota Vios brings on a brand new thrill as it gets the Gazoo racing treatment with the new Toyota Vios GRS. And if you're interested in going for this exhilarating vehicle, you can learn more about it by visiting toyota.com.ph/Vios/1.5 GRS.
Thanks for that, Gino. And also remember that we're also giving away prizes for our viewers. So keep your eyes on the comment section to find out how you can get your hands on exclusive GR merchandise. Gino, after that intense sporting class semifinal heat wherein no one wanted to give an inch, only 10 of them will proceed to the final.
Indeed, you know what, given how competitive these pro sim racer or pro sim racing drivers are, I'm really not surprised with how the semi-final heats went. Now, that said, here are the finalists for round one of the sporting class. We have Terence Lallave, Luis Moreno, Jeff De Vera, Estefano Rivera, Corban Guerrero, Nathan Cabidoy, Gab Señores, Lance Padilla, Lance Goballa, and Ian Sokila.
Thanks for that, Gino. And now that we know our perfect 10 who can earn some championship points, how do they really get those overall championship markers, Gino?
Well, the scoring system for the sporting class is actually the same as the promotional. You know, the top placer gets 20 points, while the second and third placers get 15 and 12 points, respectively. Now, the fourth placer gets 10, and the fifth gets 8 and 6 points for the sixth placer. So pretty much the same as the promotional class. Now, the 7th to 10th placers will earn 4, 3, 2, and 1 point respectively. So there will be no multipliers in effect for these points in round 1.
Thank you for that information, Gino. And aside from overall championship points, up for grabs are gaming peripherals and other exciting merchandise for the winners of this final heat. Now, with the competitors revving up their gears, it's time to go back to Monza, Italy once more as we bring you guys the finals for round 1 of the sporting class competition. And as the race begins, it's worthy to note that there are grizzled veterans who have competed against each other in last year's GRGT Cup. We have Lallave, who is last year's overall winner, Padilla, who also won a race last year, and Moreno, who is now part of the Legion of Racers professional team.
That's right, and let's not forget Jose Altoveros, who won last year's media influencer class, beating Ref and I both. So we both still hold a grudge, but you know, he's out there. And Estefano Rivera, who has also competed in the Vios Cup.
Oh, Gino, I think we missed it, but Nathan Cabidoy, Ignitus 12, actually got hit and has gone off track, so he's lost a good amount of lead here.
There you go. As you can see, Sokia overtaking Lance Goballa from the inside, and now we're seeing the onboard cam, Luis Moreno, and in-hood cam view with Lallave in front.
And we have Moreno really making use of curbs upon entering the chicanes of turns 4 and turn 5, keeping up with Lallave, who has a steady lead.
Now let's head back to the middle part of the grid as we see Sokia exiting turn 5.
So as they come off on the straight, everyone seems confident, everyone seems in line, and it's anyone's race at this point.
And it looks like Estefano Rivera is overtaking Corban Guerrero on the inside of turn 7.
And oh no, Guerrero spins out on the outside lane after the overtake of Estefano Rivera. The camera didn't show if there was any contact, but I hope they're okay.
You know, that's the beauty of, I suppose, virtual racing is, you know, at the end of the day, everybody's going to be safe anyway. You can do it in the comforts of your own home. But now let's have a look at Estefano Rivera on 4th place, representing the O'Bangers racing team since there are no circuit events yet. Sim racing is the closest thing to keep his competitive fire burning.
That's right, Gino. Actually, sim racing literally feels like you're practicing for the track itself. The skills that you develop here will definitely translate over on the track. And now we're back to the leaders of the grid. We have Lallave approaching the final corner with barely a gap between them. It's very tight, Gino.
I feel like we're going to be saying that all throughout the race, man. Very, very tight. Now we welcome lap 2 with Lallave maintaining his lead with Moreno right on his tail.
And now let's take a look at number 5. We have Lance Padilla, who won last year's promotional class, battling against Altoveros and Lallave.
Here we go. Oh, I think something is... Oh, look at that. Sokia missing his break point, causing him to overshoot in the entry of turn 1, forcing himself to slow down on the island between turn 1 and turn 2, and he may actually get a penalty for that corner cut.
He seems to have recovered well though, so I'm sure he's not out of the competition yet. Right here we have yeah, that's right.
Oh, there you go. There is a 0.5 second penalty after that unforced corner cut. So we'll see down the line if that penalty comes out costly for him.
You know, Gino, the 0.5 doesn't seem like a lot, but remember with our race, the points.
Bro, you beat me by like, what was it, 0.4? I could not get over it. I couldn't get over it for the next like 3 months. That's what I was thinking of. Oh, but hey, just so people know, we are actually on board with the camera of Lance Padilla. As you can see, he's using a racing wheel as well for this competition.
Very, very contained here. This guy is relaxed as he takes on the lead. And just like that, Sukilia clears his penalty in time before turn 8, and he's staying on track. Everyone's staying on track right now. We have here Stefano Rivera and Jeff De Vera battling it out with GTPH and ERG.
It's such a close race for pretty much everyone at this point. You can really see how everyone's... I mean, this is, of course, the sporting class where a lot of the pros are. You know, you can really see, like we're looking at here, Sukiya really riding that slipstream from De Vera as he keeps up approaching the final corner.
So here they are on their turn, still keeping composure. Again, it's still everyone's race at this point. It's very tight. As you can see, they attack on the lines of the different styles. It shows the professionalism with these guys. Now we welcome lap 3 with Lalave still on the lead with Moreno in the second and Rivera in the third.
That's right. It's such a beautiful race to see. So many exciting points in the race. I have not gotten off the edge of my seat just yet. Like every single turn, somebody's trying to make a move. Every single straight, somebody's trying to slipstream and slingshot past the car in front of them. Just very exciting altogether, Ref.
Everyone's just really trying to find the perfect opportunity to overtake. Like we have here GTPH or Ian Sukilia going against Jeff De Vera. It's very tight, but it seems that he's going to get the... Oh no!
Oh, it really hurts you, you know. Sukiya overcooking that overtaking entry, causing him to understeer though.
That's right, Gino. And now there's a view from Lance Gubalia here, keeping his composure, representing the Team VRS Racing team, along with his teammate Lance Padilla. They not only race in circuit, but also in rally sim races. And Gino, check this out. He's only 19 years old, and he's a pilot in the making. This man's gonna accomplish a lot of things.
The only thing that gave away the fact that he's 19 years old is the bunk bed that is right behind him. You know you're like a teenager when you sleep on a bunk bed, or at least like in your early 20s. But man, this guy has accomplished a lot. And look at him, you know, keeping pace with all of these professionals that are on track right now.
Really a bright future for this guy, actually. If he wanted to go into the world of motorsport, I'm sure everyone would be welcoming him with open arms. Now we're back to the leaders. Lalave maintaining his lead as we welcome lap 4. Moreno still at the second, not too far behind, Gino.
That's pretty much just what's been happening all throughout the race. Nobody's been left out. Nobody feels, left behind. Moreno, with only inches behind, still keeps up with Lalave with only 2 laps left. I feel like this will be a mirror-to-mirror battle.
Mirror-to-mirror battle talaga siya, Gino. We have top 3. They're battling against the racing position coming off of a straight. This is that time wherein you really press on the gas pedal and try to really make the most for it and make a run for it. They've stopped going into the turn at the moment, still keeping their composure, Gino. It's quite amazing. No one's in trouble here.
They're all professionals, man. Now, let's take a look at the back of the grid on the onboard camera of Gab Senires chasing down Sukiya. Let's just see though if they can break in time. Senires braking late, closes the gap with Sukiya upon entry of turn 4.
Yes. And right there, Sukiya obviously tried, and as they go off a second turn, they obviously attempt to overtake De Vera here, although it doesn't seem...
Another denial. Oh man, it is.
It's full of denials. It's chess action, Gino.
It's tough to watch, man, because as somebody who is not a professional racer, like you really want to push it as much as you can, but you see how composed these guys are, especially with another car right on their tail, and it doesn't waver their confidence at all.
That's true, Gino. And as you can see, there were various lineup 3 different drivers during turn 8, and everyone was still really calm. It's so easy to lose your cool in these races because it's just so easy to just try and get an advantage off of everyone, but actually it also might be an opportunity to mess up. So these guys are not taking any chances, and they're just really doing it technical, Gino.
They're milking this track for what it is, man. Milking the cars as much as they can without being overly aggressive. And now we welcome lap 5. Will De Llave still holding on to the lead and hoping to start the GRGT Cup with a win.
Interestingly enough, I've spoken with De Llave himself, and the determination that he has and motivation for racing is absolutely crazy. He live streams almost on the daily to try and practice. This guy's really a monster.
Yeah, that's just what it is. And I mean, I feel like you need to be a monster to be able to compete at this level. Just seeing how well kept everyone is. Like, nobody's giving into pressure.
That's true. Sukiya right here is sizing up against De Vera, looking at every opportunity for an overtake.
Side by side, Sukiya and De Vera tight in turn 4. Oh,
and there it is, Gino.
Sukiya successfully overtakes De Vera upon entry of turn 5. Such a daring move right there, ref.
Really, it's more of a try until you succeed, Gino. It's
either you try until you succeed, or you try and then you fail.
One of the two.
But you can't sit back and watch it happen. If you're out there on the track, I'm sure it's cliche, but you gotta give it your all, or everybody's just gonna go past you. Definitely. And as you can see, it's that beautiful balance of aggression and still keeping your composure out in the track. I mean, obviously you want to press on the gas as much as you can, but you press on the gas a millisecond a little over your braking lines and you're done.
And now here are Llave and Moreno once again side by side upon reaching the final corner, and the exit is gonna get tight, thus putting a smile on Moreno's face as it was a close call between him and Llave.
These are the moments that you see the drivers actually moving with their cars, ref. It's beautiful.
There it is! It's confirmed. Terence Llave gets the checkered flag first, with Luis Moreno in second, Estefano Rivera coming in at third. Brilliant effort by last year's champion by steering the competition at a high note. And finally, the confirmations of placings for round 1 of the Sporting Class. It's Terence Llave, aka Chupagetti, with the race win once again. Luis Moreno at second, and Estefano Rivera completing the top 3.
Now, coming in at 4th is Lance Padilla, while Lance Goballa, Ian Sukiya, and Jeff De Vera finished in 5th, 6th, and 7th spots respectively.
That's right, Gino. And rounding up the list is Gab Sinieres at 8th, Nathan Cabidoy at 9th, and Corbin Guerrero at 10th place. Gino, what are your thoughts that went down in round 1? Because that was crazy, man. Was crazy.
It was such an exciting race. And you know what? Given that these are, of course, the pros, the first one who blinks loses. It was such a disciplined race, and the one with the most flawless run emerged victorious. That's just how it is.
Congratulations to all the winners in the promotional and sporting classes of the Toyota GR-GT Cup. Those are some well-deserved victories, and they are set to take home prizes such as gaming peripherals and other exciting merchandise as well. But indeed, we've had a glorious race day. Gino, all I can say is I can't wait for the next one, man. That's
you and I both, buddy. I could not agree more. The competition, it was just so tight, and we kept on saying it all throughout the race, and I'm expecting the same tone in the upcoming rounds.
That's right. And since you've mentioned it already, what they've seen is only the first round of the GR-GT Cup. If you're craving for more racing action, join us again for round 2 of competitions on May 29 at 8 p.m. We'll bring you the full works once again and broadcast the race live via the Toyota Motor Philippines Facebook and YouTube page, Gazoo Racing Facebook page, and as well as Tier 1's entertainment channels. Any parting shots before we go on, Gino?
Ref, it's just been an absolute pleasure working with you, man. And, I will miss the competition, but I'm already excited for round 2.
Thank you so much, man, and exciting times ahead indeed. And that wraps up our coverage of round 1 of the GRGT Cup. And on behalf of Gino Killiamore, guys, this has been Ref Bangsil, always reminding you to buckle up for safety, especially during the pandemic. Always go full speed to reach your dreams, and we'll see you again for round 2 of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup Philippines of 2021. Good night, everyone. We'll see you guys next time.
Corban Guerrero is now a number 1 again. The exciting part is right behind it. There's a war going on. One tiny mistake and somebody will capitalize on that.
And you don't want to make this mistake or these mistakes at this